I'm sure by now that a lot of people heard about this female that went into her child's school, his cafeteria, drug him out, and beat him. She not only beat him, but she was approaching him like he was a street thug. You see the position that she's in this photo. And those are the administrators on the side. And they have the expression on their face like they regret calling the parent when their child was acting out in school. She was in this boy's face, referring to him as a nigger, and she was all up in there like she's thugged out, acting like a dude. Now, I was going to post this video on YouTube, but Facebook removed the video from my page. There's an edited version out there that don't show the whole video. It don't show when she went into school and drug him out. It does not show when she mistakenly hit one of the administrators while she was beating him with the belt. Now, she not only abused him physically, but she abused him emotionally and psychologically. And people wonder why young black males grow up to disrespect black females. Charity starts at home and spreads abroad. So when a young man learns respect for his mother or for women, he learned that from his mother. When a young man learns disrespect of his mother, he learns it from his mother. He watches what his mother do. So, but like you see what this meme says, black men are toxic, emotionally unstable, violent, and misogynist, right? Meanwhile, his upbringing is the black female. It's interesting that on Facebook, this young black male commented on this post. And of course, he sounded like a black female, or sounded like he was raised by a black female. And he was talking about how men need to step up and be a man. Step up to the plate. Now, personally, I'm tired of hearing that, man, because we've heard it so many times where black males or black men are told to step up to the plate. As a matter of fact, I was watching a paternity court on yesterday, and this female was tested 6 times. And each male that was tested was told to step up to the plate and take care of your responsibility. Now, the young man, the son, he's not a child, but I believe he was in his 20s. He had the audacity to say in his emotions that these men need to step up to the plate and help her. So my question is, why? Why should these men step up to the plate and help a female with another man's child? Now, of course, these men that came, they played, and they should pay if it's their child. But each one of those dudes came and said that he didn't believe that was his child. Many of those dudes was not even aware that this boy existed until they received the call to come to paternity court. See, there's a lot of guys out there that may have children that they know nothing about. And it's unfortunate that you have so many females that feel the need to do the tit for tat thing. He cheated on me, so now I'm gonna go and cheat on him. But the unfortunate thing is she'll end up pregnant and not knowing who her child's father is. So she comes back to the dude that she cheated on. and try pinning the baby on him. And he adamantly say, it's not my child. If it is, I have no problem supporting my child. Well, after she finished putting him down and making a public spectacle out of him, the results come back saying that he is not the father. Now she's crying, and in most cases, the man never received an apology. Especially these men that paid child support for years. Name is not even on the birth certificate. But he paid child support because he was too young. He had a court date. He missed the court date, so by default, he's now the father. Although his name is not on the birth certificate. But then later on, he finds out the child is not his after his wages were garnished, after he was put in jail, after his driver's license was suspended, after he paid out all this money, and after he was put out that he was a deadbeat, that he was no good, that you only bought 2 packages of Pampers. You need to take care of my son. And see, there's a reason why you find these black females that always refer to the child as my son, because deep down in her conscience, deep down in her heart, in her spirit, she knows that that child is not that man's. So instead of her saying his child or our child, she says my child, because she knows that he is not the father. It's interesting that they had this thing out there with toxic masculinity. You had businesses like Gillette and all these razor companies, man, now submitting to toxic masculinity, putting men down as toxic. But no one ever talks about the toxic feminine, the female. No one talks about the toxic female that creates what they refer to as toxic masculinity. Now, I'm quite blessed because there's many of us, but we're not really shown any light. No one really talks about people like myself that grew up in the house with both parents, both mother and father, that's never been incarcerated, that don't do drugs, alcohol, that don't have multiple baby mama and the baby mama drama. See, there's very few of us, but people like us are not talked about. As a matter of fact, black females don't really want men like us. They fear men like us. Because men like us, we stay 6 and 7 steps ahead of them. They despise men that think for themselves. They despise men that stay 6 and 7 steps ahead of her. She likes to be in control. She likes to manipulate the system, but when she can't get over on a man, she fears him. Or if a man like that have interest in her, the first thing she questions is, what are you up to? What do you want from me? And she fears that man because she never met a man that knew himself, that was one with himself and with the Creator, and a man that actually took care of responsibility. Now, the ones that's ignorant, the ones that's like that young black male that was on paternity court to say these men need to step up and take care of her and help her. Why? Why should I have to step up and take care of another man's seed? He's the one that had fun. He's the one that she opened her legs to. People like me, she run from. But yet, I have to take care of that little rug rat. So yes, it's unfortunate situation like that young man, because he's hurting. He wants to know who his father is. He was talking about, giving up, and Judge Lawrence started crying and telling him don't ever say that and all this nonsense. But at the end of the day, the mother never come at the mother like they come at the father. They always have excuses why the mom is not there, or why the mom is toxic. Oh, she's tired. She's tired of doing it all by herself. She was strong. Well, if she was so strong, why was she not strong enough to keep her legs closed? Why was she not strong enough to resist all of these dudes that was coming at her? And why was she not strong enough to protect herself from getting pregnant? So no one talks about the toxic female that create the toxic masculinity. She created by being toxic towards her own sons. She's toxic. So she spreads her toxic behavior and toxic energy onto her children. And then she raised her females to be just like her, not knowing how to keep their legs closed. But then the cycles continue. It's a continuous cycle where now you have a lot of young girls growing up, and their goal, their dream is to be on public assistance with multiple baby daddies, preferably thugs. And if you ask them, where is the father? He's in jail, or he's dead, or he's just no good. And she knew that before she opened herself up to these dudes. But then once the baby's here, now she want to go at the good dude. She want to go after the dude that's out there working, that's taking care of himself, and that appear to have something. So now she wants to pin that child on him. And in many cases, because of the fact that a lot of these guys are not guided properly in life, they take on that feminist mentality, whereas I have to now step up to the plate and take care of a child that's not even mine. Not realizing that is not what manhood is about. Manhood is about your responsibility, not taking on the responsibility of another man that dropped the baby and left, or dropped the baby and she don't want him to be the father. Now she want to come to you and play lovey-dovey and put that baby on you, and you fool enough to accept that. So no one talks about the toxic female, but everybody wants to talk about the toxic male, primarily black men. Now again, I saw the video, the whole video, and I got mad watching it. And what's even sadder is the fact that there's so many black females that commented on that video and was saying that she was doing the right thing. They was in agreement with her and didn't even realize that what she was doing was damaging him, was destroying him, was creating the toxic male that they claim to hate. So feedback, tell me what you think, subscribe, click on the Cash App button in the description box, and support the channel. Until next time, I'm fearless.